Alright, welcome back everyone to Bloodlords, the lands of Carrion, as long as they last the way they are, at least. Oh, that is a great way to start the session, Aranth.
Oh god, I rolled a nat 1.
You did!
Wow!
Great
Oh
way to
man!
start. Kashmi is 100% lying to you. But in our last session of this adventure, our group of individuals, our family, one might even call them, did their best to make their way off of the planet Triaxis and return to reality. Hoping to make use of a ritual that the strange wolf creature Froststrider knew that could send you all home, but didn't exactly know the entire truth of, nor what might have been planned between Froststrider and Kashmi in the dead of night. You all did make your way home, but at what you perceived to be the cost of your friend's existence. Kashmi vanishing before you as you all disappeared into the amethyst portal and returned to the wedding chapel where the last 200 years of pain began. From there, you eventually figured out how to pick yourself up, albeit a little bit, making your way towards what was once your own home. Sensing change in the air, but not exactly certain what it would bring, you made your way back to the ruins of Kalak Manor. Finding your way inside, while Mahari sensed the eyes of something or some things upon you all were a bit more focused on the sound coming from within. A consistent purring sound that led you to the master bedroom where you found Kashmi, laying there asleep on the bed. However, upon being awoken, does not seem to have any recollection of any of you as of right now. And that is where we pick the story back up today, as you all have just arrived back at Kalak Manor, met with Kashmi. Kashmi, you've just woken up on your bed. Your head definitely a bit muddied at the moment. Your head hurts. You feel like you should be remembering something about what happened yesterday, but you can't quite place it. But there's strangers in your house. Because this is your house, right?
Well, yeah, why else would I be here if it wasn't my house?
Oh, there you go, of course, yeah. It has to be yours.
She's a squatter.
Vagrant. Transient.
So,
Trespasser.
what do you all do?
So, just to confirm from last time, Kashmi is still a ghost.
At the moment, fully corporeal. No sign of any incorporeality to her. This is a physical version of Kashmi.
I think at this point, Amira, very confused but also incredibly grateful, is just going to give Kashmi a great big hug.
Kashmi's going to, shrink into herself, and get all uncomfortably tight and patiently wait for you to remove yourself.
Sensing Kashmi's discomfort, Amira will remove herself, though she doesn't look happy about it, but she also is very confused right now and is trying to figure out what the hell.
I'm going to put my hand out and say, "Hi, I'm Kashmi."
Amira will look to her friends.
This is the part where you say your name and why you're in my house.
This
Solomon stepped out because he already knew something awkward was coming.
This is our house, isn't it? Mahari will look around, kind of confused at Sarian and Aranth.
What's left of it, I suppose.
My name's Mira. Nice to meet you, Kashmi. Uh, what's the last thing you remember?
I woke up and there were strangers in my room.
Yeah, but before that.
I was having the most amazing dream. I can't remember anything about it, but I remember it was amazing.
Okay. Again, Amira looking desperately at her friends. Please help.
Mahari just looks at Amir, then looks at Kashmi, just says, Kashmi, don't you know who we are?
Clearly not, if she is incredibly confused and doesn't know who the fuck we are.
I have the look of a student who walks into class and is told there's a pop quiz that I didn't study for.
That sounds about right.
Well, let's well, does anybody have a good way we can prove this is our house?
Well, I mean, we can go to my room to see if my stuff's still there. I can tell you what should be there.
Yeah, let's
Take a
see if
tour.
any of our stuff is left over. Maybe there might be something.
I'm sure Sliz's blood is still in the basement somewhere.
Yeah, there should be my scythe hanging on my wall.
Let's.
There should be the pelts from the animals I hunted.
Oh yeah, that's. Amira's gonna look at Kashmi and say, do you mind if I search what's left of this place? I'm really confident this is my home too, and I'm trying to see if I can find any of my stuff.
I absolutely mind.
Okay.
And I
okay.
look at you like you're stupid because, like, you have to recognize the situation that we're in, where you literally busted into my house and now want to go through my things because they might be your things in my house.
There's no furniture left, right, Jericho? It's
What
all
is left is destroyed and broken.
Yeah. Amira's gonna find a nice piece of rubble to sit down on and then begin hyperventilating.
Kashmi, as you think that and kind of explain your brief thought process and kind of open your eyes and really take a look around your room for the first time, this isn't your room. You don't remember this room at all. And honestly, who would live here? It's falling apart. It's fallen apart. You wouldn't live here.
Arantha's gonna go back to the remnants of her room and see if there's anything left as far as the bedroom even goes. Or unless it's all caved in or what it...
There's like the shell of the room. The bed is still there, like the dresser's still there. It's been very clearly trashed.
At least I left my fucking bed intact.
Alright, I'm gonna go over to my room.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, stupid. Is my stuff still there?
Aside from the partially destroyed furniture, Nothing you would expect to be there is there. The scythe isn't hanging on the wall, your animal pelts aren't there. Even the few cooking tools you kept in your room out of fear that someone would mess with them, gone.
Sarian will investigate his room all the same. See if there's anything left.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news, Sarian, but there's nothing. It's like the wall half knocked out between your and Arant's room at this point, so you just kind of both turn and look at each other.
Yeah, that tracks.
He just gently rubs the bridge of his nose. At least they let you keep your bed.
She's not talking to him right now, so she just kind of turns around and leaves.
Why are
Oh,
you two
lovely.
not talking?
He's a Spider-Man. I
He's
don't know
a-
that.
Oh,
He's
Oh,
a
yeah,
half
that's
spider, and she never knew about it. So
I remember now.
Solomon, what are you doing during all of this?
While they were in the room, he was just kind of out here in the main hall, just kind of looking about, seeing. This is his first time being in this house, so
Yeah.
he's just kind of taking in the environment.
And taking a look around and sort of imagining what it once was, it was probably a pretty nice place. Back when it was still all put together.
He's very much used to slums, cell floors, and stuff like that. So
This is
even in this current state, it's still like there's a nice digs.
Yeah, this is many steps up even in its current state. But can you do me a favor and go ahead and roll a perception check?
Of course. And my initiative is active. I don't know if that's supposed to be a thing right now.
It's not. It's just always active if I don't have an initiative set up. Because I have an encounter set up, just no one in it at the moment. Through some of the holes in the walls leading outside of the manor, you think you hear a sound in the distance.
Which direction? Like south of
Southwest.
the map? The one the hole's leading outside?
Yeah, you can sort of just like quietly hear it wafting in because the front door was closed behind you guys when you came in, but through like some of the small broken bits in the wall, you can hear the sound off in the distance.
He'd probably go over to try and see if he can get either a peek outside or just kind of better
Sure.
hearing of what it is.
The sound is hard to place. It's sounds very much like the howl of a creature whose vocal cords have been ripped out.
Lovely. Does it sound like it's getting closer?
You only heard it once.
Oh, okay, so it's not a consistent
It
noise.
is not a constant sound, no.
Oh.
It is quiet and in the distance for now.
I hate to break up this reunion, but there's something outside.
What is
I
it?
don't know what, but it didn't sound like it was going away.
Alright.
well, that's nothing new. We are in this area isn't exactly the nicest.
Hey ladies, there is something approaching. It's getting closer by the minute. We might need to go.
It was faint, but it sounded in pain.
I think Amira is like actively not paying attention right now.
Pick her up.
Who's getting Kashmi?
It's assuming she even wants to come with us at
I
all.
was gonna say, yeah.
What are you doing during
Kashmi?
this time, Kashmi?
She's not in here, by the way. I don't think she realized she left or
Oh, she might
Something.
have disconnected.
I heard Discord disconnect somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Amira let herself be picked up by Solomon?
Yeah. She's kind of not really
She's
resisting
in
or
her own world.
anything. Yeah.
Okay, because I was just gonna have Iran literally smack her across the face and be like, "Get your shit together. We have a job to do." And
You can still do that.
Yeah, she's still at eye level.
Welcome back, Cashmere.
Thank you.
Then yeah, Iran would absolutely do that. She'd just kind of, and then just smack her.
Ow.
Wake up. We have work to do. There's still plenty of things to be done. We can worry about all of this later.
Right.
Mahari would
Okay.
go into the room and Kashmi,
Yes.
there's something approaching. It sounds like somebody ripped its vocal cords out, but it's getting closer. We need to go.
Can I sense motive?
Sure.
My foundry's being real dumb.
Oh,
Oh, no,
I can
that's-
roll for you if you'd like.
Yeah, would you please?
Sure.
He's lying. He wants to eat you.
I mean, you are strangers in what I thought was my house, which I now is realizing is not my house. I don't know what's going on, so I'm gonna sense motive really on everything.
Yeah. Not exactly sure what's going on, Kashmi, as you have sort of come to the realization after looking around this room for a moment that aside from this dream you can't remember, at the moment, you can't even remember falling asleep.
There's something oddly familiar about this, but
Yeah.
none of it's correct.
And if there is something you get when this large knoll comes to you and says we need to go, it is genuine concern in his voice.
Then I'm gonna follow him.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Because I do not want to be around when that thing gets here.
Can I do a recall knowledge to see if I know what the creature is?
You may.
Oh, damn it. Okay, I think I got it.
Huzzah. And Amira, are you letting yourself be carried, or after Aranth slaps you, are you walking on your own?
Yeah, Amira's gonna get down after
Okay.
Rand slap.
Oh, you rolled it twice, Kashmi. It won't show up in chat for you when you click Recall Knowledge. Unfortunately,
It's like a private roll.
hearing this sound described to you, everything's so muddled right now. You're not sure what it could be. Realistically, they could be lying to you to get you to follow them, but for some reason you don't think that's the case.
Alright, I'm gonna follow him.
All right, great. Let's get out of here. Amira, come on. We have to go.
Yeah.
I'll
What was
bring
your
up the
name?
rear. Mahari.
It's nice to meet you, Mari.
He's gonna kind of give us a confused look. It's good to meet you as well. Let's get out of here.
As you guys are making your way towards the front door, getting ready to leave, Aranth, you hear a voice. It sounds like just being directly whispered into your ear, though you don't see anyone around you. And it's a familiar voice, though you probably struggle to place it for the first few moments. Day 16,528 contact attempt. If receiving, please respond. Things are bad. Find me at Tilxar docks. Escape quickly. Dangerous.
What the fuck?
The voice you recognize as belonging to the vampire Lixel sounds in your ear.
She's still alive. My good bitch.
Oh wait, the stairs aren't down here.
Let's get a move on.
Are you attempting to respond in any way?
Yes.
Okay.
Was this all mental effect?
It sounded like it was being whispered into your ear. You could quickly give me a recall knowledge to try and figure out what specific magic was being cast. Unfortunately, you are not actually sure what the spell is. You definitely know it's magic, but you are uncertain in this moment specifically what magic is being cast.
Well, since I am trained in Arcana, I would like to, just in case, because it's more widely, I think, acknowledged in terms of like spell casting, in as far as I'm aware.
How do you know?
I don't think I know a spell to respond back, but
I
I lost my train of thought.
I think it's reasonable, even without knowledge of the exact spell, that she could try communicating back.
And you
That
would
just
be
seems like
aware-
common sense.
You would be aware that there is the most basic of communication magic, the message cantrip, does allow the person receiving the message to respond. It is ingrained into part of the magic itself. It does not require the person attempting to respond to be able to cast a spell themselves. So you can very likely respond as part of the spell that let her speak to you.
Okay, then I absolutely will be doing that.
What do you say?
Lixel, if that was you, this is Aranth. Believe it or not, we are back in Kalak Manor. Did you say Tilxar? Tilxar docks.
Okay. Catch me counting the words you say.
Oh fuck! I'm so sorry. I didn't even know that there is a fucking word.
You wouldn't know with what you rolled.
Oh great!
So Lixel may or may not have heard that entire message.
Wonderful.
Do you say that out loud, Aranth?
She. I mean, fuck it. Why not? I mean,
On the bright side, he
crazier
got a
shit has
response.
happened. Yeah. Crazier shit has happened, so yeah, she probably would be talking to herself in the foyer over here.
Well, Mahari would still be trying to shepherd everyone out of the manor, so he would be, be like, come on, let's move.
Another one's gone crazy.
Come on.
Yeah, wouldn't be the first time.
Aren't the
Go.
stairs up here?
No.
No, they're down here.
The
Way
stairs
out's
lead
over
to the
here.
basement. The door leads outside.
Oh, okay. I thought we were on the second floor.
No, there's a ground floor and a basement. in this
Oh,
manor.
okay.
Come on. Aranth, what were you talking about? What are you saying? But come on, we need to get out of here first.
I think Lixel's trying to contact us.
Great,
Wait.
I don't know how she would, but Kashmi,
Yes.
Another.
come on. We need to go.
I'm having technical difficulties. Pretend I'm right behind you. Well, or in
Oh,
front
okay.
of you.
Okay.
There's another one of you.
We had a little bit of a network before we were captured.
Okay, well, Aranth, if Lixel contacted you, what did she say?
She said something about 16,000 days of no contact.
Anything else?
Please respond. She's at the Tilxar docks.
Perfect. We have our heading then. Mahari will look up at the sky and is it still green, Jericho?
Oh, yes.
We need to get the fuck out of this dome. It is watching us, or something is. Thousands of them.
Yeah,
Maybe
we're not
we
exactly in the best of positions to not be watched, so you know.
maybe we see how Great Urge is doing.
I think we need to go to Tilxar.
Eh.
The first stop that we can to meet up with old allies, the better.
I understand what you're saying, but we don't have any equipment right now. If
And
we
we
had to,
wouldn't if we go into Great Urge.
Barely, as a reminder, you guys barely even have like clothes right now. You're wearing mostly rags. Strangely enough, aside from Kashmir.
oh,
Kashmir's
must
wearing
use your
full
strength.
clothes.
There's a good
Whatever,
chance that we
it's
might
fine.
die if we go integrated.
well, let's at least see what condition Great Urge is in.
We don't
It's
know
like a
what is
10-minute walk
outside
up
the
the
city.
road.
We don't know what's inside the city. It's not. Can
Well,
we just
wait.
be on our way before the fancy creature comes after us, please?
Well, Mira, why do you want to go into Great Urge?
Okay, so I'm not saying we have to go into Great Urge. I just want to get eyes on it. And if we get eyes on something horrible before that, then we can skedaddle. But
Fine.
if we... Okay, sorry.
Let's just go to these docks.
I'm with
Tilxar
the
is at least-
conversationalist over here.
Tilxar is at least what, like,
Oh, it's a distance.
yeah, it's like a week's travel.
If you guys don't have horses or anything, it is about 132 miles away.
I thought you were going to say 132-day travel.
Oh God.
Light work.
You guys have
That's
a
about a week
travel
worth of-
speed of 25 feet, which means you can do about 20 miles a day. So yeah, you're looking at a solid 7 days of travel to get there.
Good cardio.
Good workout.
cardio. Good.
Mahari, you could lose some weight. Saren smacks Mahari on the back of the shoulder.
Sarian, I have not been fed in 191 years. I think I've lost
That's-
enough weight.
That's
Yeah,
how long we've been back there?
Yeah,
Oh,
but see,
fuck me.
come on, you could shed a few pounds, or is that fur? Either way,
It's fur.
either way, you could
I'm
shed a couple.
not saving you from him.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, no, we're good.
This time you all hear the sound.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, no, out of here. Onward.
Yep.
And
We're going.
realistically, Kalak Manor is only about a mile south of Great Urge in relatively flat terrain.
Okay, so we would already have eyes on Great Urge.
You would have an idea of it, and yeah,
Ancient flesh warp monstrosity.
it's taller than you remember.
Are you talking to me now?
It's taller than we remember.
Taller than you remember. Yeah, from where you are, what you can see, Great Urge stretches much higher in the horizon than you remember it.
That's
Now,
weird.
would that be the structures or the walls? Or is that not?
It's hard to
decipherable?
tell at this distance.
Okay. Huh. Yeah. so we can see Grey Dirge. It's a little bit bigger. Perhaps we should just, go the opposite direction.
Unless it
If we-
industrialized over 200 years.
I highly, you know what? I'm not even going to say what I think. Let's just go.
Let's just go there, and then if it's fine, then we can get the fuck out.
And if we go there and walk right into a trap, we know people are looking for us.
Then we fucking die, I guess. I don't know.
We'll feed you to them and run. Or fight.
Me?
Not you, the other one.
He rolls his eyes. Okay, can we just pick a direction and go, please? I don't like the fact that that sound is, there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna keep pushing for it. We can just start heading for Tilxar.
Okay, let's head for Tilxar. What is that?
That's asking for a perception check. Please roll
Okay.
it.
It's a new button.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it until just. Oh, that was supposed to be blind. I don't know why that didn't. Oh, it is blind.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, I can
That's weird.
directly request rolls using this.
Wow, how fancy.
It's not great because it doesn't show some of the things I care about, but it is nice.
Interesting.
Instead of the button, I just did the regular blind perception.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
okay?
probably better, in all honesty, for future. I just wanted to not interrupt your guys' chatting. Sarian, Kashmi, the two of you notice something walking towards the group.
From which direction?
I'm sorry, who in Kashmir?
Me and
Sarian
Kashmi.
and Kashmi.
Okay.
Currently from the direction of Grey Dirge. They look slightly hunched. You can see they look definitely undead. You can see that their skin is pulled taut against their bones. You can also see what appears to be spikes, you think, sticking out of their back at the moment. It's a little hard to tell at the distance. It is just a shape generally moving towards you.
So we have a friend heading this way, and by friend I mean definitely something we should be messing with. I definitely think we should be on the road.
Yeah, let's
Run.
Onward.
Tilxar.
Eight.
Go.
Go. What were you gonna say, Kashmi?
I was gonna ask if they were with you, but it doesn't sound like it.
No, they're not.
Mate.
That strange howling sound issues forth again from the direction of the creature walking towards you.
Yep, let's go. We're running. We're
Yep,
leaving.
onward.
Fine.
Okay. Guys, make your way out of Grey Dirge, or away from Kalak Manor. Are you just booking it directly towards Tilxar?
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
what is this?
That's the green
That's what
energy
Mahar-
field in the sky.
Oh my
Yeah, that's what Mahari sensed the thousands of eyes coming from.
You did not specifically
Cool.
sense the eyes coming from the energy field, Mahari.
Okay, he assumes they come from the energy
Sure.
field.
Yeah, all you sensed was just thousands of eyes watching you was the feeling you got of being watched, but you didn't know from where.
Oops.
All right. Well, it is probably going to be at least a little over 2 days of travel to get out of the energy field. And so here's the question. Are you guys doing exploration actions, which will have your movement speed and double the time of travel, or are you just running?
I mean, other than getting supplies for the group, that's about all I'm doing.
I would like to see if that thing is following us after a certain amount of time. That's
Okay.
what I want to do.
Yeah, I want to keep guard or something, be a lookout.
Okay. And for the first couple days at least, or at least we'll say for the rest of today of travel, you guys are probably moving at half speed. As you guys do some exploration actions and stay on guard. So, go ahead and give me perception checks again, Kashmi and Sarian, then. As you guys are sort of watching the group as the day passes. As you look behind you as the day progresses and passes, you don't see any sign of the creature having followed you. Strangely enough, as you're going, though, you don't see any other signs of life. Or unlife, for that matter. Just patches of this flesh and pus that covers most of the ground as you're progressing, but no other life forms exist that you see. It's just you all in silence. As the day progresses into night, Solomon, you're trying to find food for the group?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me that survival check.
Public.
Mm-hmm.
I would be worried about that if I didn't have Forager.
I really hate Forager. I'm probably gonna stop not allowing it in games. I dislike that a base level feat can prevent failures. I'm not gonna actually
can swap it.
Nope, because I'm just gonna make do with it. It just makes my thought process weird because you are in a location where there really isn't anything to feed upon, unless you want to try feeding upon the ground again. Which was, as I recall,
that didn't go well last time.
Yeah, didn't taste good. So
I'm pretty sure the only reason I don't have a crap ton of diseases is because I have Master Force, dude.
I think the way I'm going to describe Forager is, instead of getting a filling meal in this case for the group, it is much more of, you've had to survive for centuries without actually feeding upon what you would need to feed on to survive. You've sort of picked up the idea of being able to consume that ambient magical energy in the air to at least force your body to continue on and replenish it enough that it can last longer. So it's less about finding actual consumable food for the group during this time, and much more falling back on that practice, and at the very least helping describe the idea behind it to the rest of the group with you. Whether they can survive off of it or not, you're not certain, but you can at the very least do your best to help them.
It's kind of a bummer because we had such a fun idea for Forager when we were making Solomon.
Yes. And we'll come back to that. It's solely where you are right now.
Yeah,
that is making it not really work.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go find that friend from earlier and try eating him.
I mean, he's not opposed to it.
Yes, but we don't have weapons or spells.
Wait, why do you not have magic? I thought you got those after our rest. It's just everything else you didn't have.
I'm the only one that doesn't have that. I'm the only one that doesn't get
book for magic.
Yeah, I'm not a fancy caster like everybody else.
Aranth and Kashmir are the two other mages who do have their magic right now.
Well, we think Kashmir has magic.
Good point.
We don't know that anymore.
We ain't in Kansas
anymore. Kashmir's returned as a barbarian.
Can you imagine?
Somehow I think that would turn her on even more.
Do we pass by any like little hamlets or towns or anything, or even anything?
Not for the duration of today.
Nope. Oh, today. Okay.
Since we're undead, can we become fatigued?
Yes. You
Okay.
can still become fatigued by going too long without resting. So, that is the question. Do you want to push on throughout the night, or do you want to actually... Because I'm also operating under the assumption you all might look relatively fine, aside from whatever mental wounds you have, but I'm imagining after centuries of captivity, your bodies are probably not in the best shape right now. Without any proper meals, even managing to survive off of just ambient magic, you're probably struggling more than any of you shows or lets on.
Probably a big part of Solomon's appearance. Well, it'd be already horrifying at the best of times, but it's probably worse because his stitches and other stuff haven't really had the proper nourishment and other stuff to like properly maintain his body.
Uncared for, unmoisturized, unhappy.
Well, he didn't do that one.
Not flourishing. And
Not
definitely
flourishing.
not his lane.
Well, moisturizing was never a thing in the first place, so he's fine with that.
I'm gonna be so real right now. If there are any innocent bystanders that are wandering in the same
Oh.
direction that we are, Aranth
Oh,
is
they're-
100% eating them.
Yeah, they're so
Absolutely.
screwed.
Mm,
And that's the
the
general
thing.
consensus.
You'd think there would be around Grey Dirge. There's nothing.
Have we reached Corpse Light yet?
No.
But I
you
mean,
guys
like-
have gotten about 10
We're
miles
still on the
today.
first day. Yeah, we're still on the first day.
If you were heading up towards Corpse Light instead of directly towards Tilxar, you would reach there tomorrow.
I don't want to go to Corpse Light, man. Bad shit
Yeah,
happens when we go to Corpse Light.
Forget I asked. Fuck Corpse Light.
Well, again, I would at least like to get eyes on it, because if it's in one piece, we do have a friend in Corpse Light.
I would like to think that most of the stuff nearby where we inhabited is probably not in the best state at the moment. There might be a reason why we're meeting our friend in Tilxar. That's just my opinion, though.
Well, Mahari doesn't like, as he points up to the sky, the giant green dome.
Well, see, that bodes the question, though. Is the green dome keeping something out, or is the green dome keeping in?
Mahari's running with the assumption that it's keeping something in. Jericho, after the first day of travel, do my hackles still raise that we're being watched?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
It could be the dome is meant to keep in this flesh terrain, like a quarantine.
And the next morning, Aranth, you'll hear Lixel's voice in your ears again, as you all sort of finish resting, get up in the morning, and are doing your preparations to set out. Lixel's voice comes to your ears once more. Thank the gods you're okay. If you said you're in Grey Dirge, you need to run. It's not safe there right now. Get to Tilxar. That's the end of the message.
Okay, I stand corrected.
That was 18 words I counted?
She doesn't say any further than that.
Yeah, but I'm just counting for me.
That's fair.
Oh. I'm pretty sure that was either 18 or 20 words that I counted.
Look, man, I wrote out my first message. To exactly 25 words, and after that, I'm just winging it.
Okay.
Unless you have something in mind, can you ask her about the green glowing orb dome thing?
Well,
Hang on,
confirm
let
that
me
we're on our
fucking-
way.
So let me open up a fucking Google Doc really quick.
She's got to count it out.
I mean, Aranth doesn't know what spell it is, so realistically, like she would just be talking.
Yeah. But we
better
have to
than
know
counting
what
Can I
spells
do
off.
what?
Sorry? Were you saying
What were
something,
you saying? I'm
Solomon?
sorry.
Oh, I just said it's better than counting syllables.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
Oh Jesus!
You can only respond in haiku.
Oh no!
I
Can
would
you
like to hear a
imagine?
limerick of your response, please.
Can I roll another recall knowledge to try to identify the spell?
Sure. Now that it's another day's passed, you've had some time to think about it.
Can I attempt to recall knowledge too?
Sure.
Given
And this time around, you do recognize the spell. It is higher ranked magic than you yourself are capable of casting at the moment. It is the 5th rank spell Sending, you're fairly certain, which has a 25-word limit on what can be said and allows for a response of similar length. Has to be targeted to get to someone you know well and has a planetary wide range. So, I mean, that just kind of helps cement the fact that you probably weren't on Golarion before this if she's been trying for 16,000 days to reach you and you only got it the day you came back.
Yeah.
So, but yes, you would know it is limited to 25-word messages.
Okay. She would relay before she replied. Obviously, she would relay the message that Lixel sent to her, saying Greater is not safe. We need to get the fuck out of here as soon as we can.
Is that not what we're already doing?
It'll just expedite the fucking process along. Absolutely, that's what we're doing.
All right, let's go then.
Gods.
Onward.
Are you
So,
responding at all?
Yes. Hang on.
Please tell me that's your response is just yes.
No.
Okay. Well, as you're concocting your response, we'll assume the party is progressing forward today. Do you guys have anything you want to do or talk about while you're traveling, realistically? Because this is just going to be around 10 days or so, effectively, of you guys making your way towards Tilxar. And, I mean, there is the obvious sort of conundrum ahead of you, Kashmi especially, where you are now running away from somewhere with this group of people who seems to know you, but you don't know them.
So
Kashmir's
when we
going
get
to
there-
be. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you go. You go.
Kashmir's going to be quite reserved and quiet and spend the bulk of her time just watching how everybody interacts and trying to get a feel for who these people are.
Sure.
So when we get there, will we be eating this compadre to get supplies?
No, we won't be eating her.
Is your mind always on food?
Yes.
Aranth is going to respond now.
Okay. What's your response?
She says, "We left the manor a day ago. What's going on? How long were we gone? And we're coming straight to Tilxar as we speak." That's 24 words.
I'm so proud of you. You'll get your response tomorrow.
Woohoo!
She's using a wand. She has one cast per day. She's doing her best. Tomorrow morning, you'll get an answer.
So what will your friend be able to do then?
If she's still alive, then perhaps she still has at least some of our assets, so we won't be completely fucked.
Can she be trusted?
Absolutely.
More than you can be. Well, as relative as that is.
It's not too late to leave you for that thing.
Listen, honestly, at this point, it might be a mercy.
Don't be so fucking dramatic.
For all of us.
Sarian does like that. He's standing behind, he's walking behind Aranth, and he does that whole thing where he's like mocking her by, you know, opening and closing his hand, you know, and stuff like that.
During travels, Amira is going to spend a lot of time staring at Kashmi. Though, since Amira is like pretty good at the deception thing, I think every time she realizes Kashmi is about to look over at her, she's going to, like, turn away to make it look like she wasn't staring.
Okay.
Like we're in middle school.
Yes, exactly.
Jericho, how do I do an unarmed attack again?
Magically.
Pretty sure it's just
Hmm?
just under actions, held fist.
It's something that can be turned off and on, and most of the time I toggle it off on people sheets. It should be back for you now.
Cool.
If you guys ever want to toggle it on and off, in the top of your character sheet, the configure button next to the close button has a show basic unarmed attack toggle, and you can turn that on and off. Who are you trying to slap or punch?
Sarian.
Nice.
He's behind her. What?
She just has the feeling.
He deserves it. Well, that would hit.
What's
That
the
would hit
damage?
everybody at this point.
That's fair.
He just holds his hands up like, what the hell?
You know, as they're walking, she can just feel him fucking mocking her, so she whips around and backhands the fuck out of him. And then just keeps walking.
Oh,
Aranth,
no, no.
Aranth,
What?
can we please save the violence until we're safe?
No! God damn it, if I have to travel with you fuckheads for another week.
When she turns around and gets a few paces and she starts yelling at Mahari, he starts her again.
No, no, no. You have to close your hand. Here, let me demonstrate. Starts walking backwards.
Mahari's just going to snarl to himself and keep moving. He's just not in the
Are you-
mood at this point.
Are you very surprised because the last time Mahari tried damage controlling Aranth, she just told him to fuck off again?
Oh no, he doesn't act surprised at all. He just has a different thought on the matter.
Kashmir, this is the
Off-screen.
group of weirdos you're traveling with.
I
This is
don't
an
like
off-screen. This is an
any of
off-screen
this.
impact.
So are you
Are
guys
there any-
bypassing corpse light at this point, or did you still want to try and make your way up?
No, bypass it. Get out of this.
Please.
Get out of this green bullshit.
I mean,
Oops, I got
we
it.
still have we still have to go around the fucking fog that is around Corpse Light too.
Yes.
The Nickelodeon slime dome.
Okay. How are you
So what-
attempting to commune, Mahari? Are you just reaching out, hoping for a response, or
We'll start with that. Yes, reaching out, seeing if he'll get any type of response, and if that doesn't work, then he'll stay silent, or he'll cease trying
okay?
for the day.
Does Kashmir have any reaction to Sullivan? Because I don't know if she would have any recollection.
No, you're just one of the myriad of weirdos that I am stuck with.
Makes sense.
Congratulations, Solomon. It's your first time being recognized as a member of the group.
It's my first time being recognized as a real person by her.
I'm a real boy.
I've graduated
Right.
from imaginary friend. I'm so happy.
Mahari, when you first attempt to reach out, there's no response. There's no voice that speaks back to you, but there is a feeling that returns to you. That you'll get a response when you need a response, not whenever you want one. After all, how can you be your own individual if you're looking for the answers from something else? Plus, it's just a little fun to see you squirm.
I don't know how to describe how Mahari acknowledges, but basically his soul acknowledges the response he gets. That he just
Sure.
keeps moving forward.
Sarion's talking to ghosts as per usual.
Yeah, he's talking to the voices in his head.
What else is he hiding from the group at this point after 200 years has passed? Who knows?
Yeah, Sarian.
Find out never. Hey, listen, you already found out that he's half spider, and he didn't want to show that, so leave the boy alone.
No.
I imagine
side
Sarion
note.
is not sharing with the party the voices in his head.
No, he definitely, if he's going to assuage the entity, he would like walk off a few paces away from camp and kind of do it silently, out of the line of sight of others.
Sure.
And I don't even think he's really talking to them per se. He's definitely just sitting there and like listening to them more intently than he was before.
Right.
Kind of just hearing what they have to say.
You're giving them an audience for the first time in centuries.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good
he's
enough for
actually
now.
he's actually letting them know that he's paying attention to what they have to say.
Kashmi, what are you attempting to perceive with that roll?
Do I, because I'm watching the group pretty intently, do I notice Sarian, like, step away?
You definitely
I-
notice him daily step away from the group for a brief period.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's not really hiding it.
I imagine it's either typically in the morning when everyone's doing their prep and you wallow in depression that you don't have a spell book.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or at night when everyone's sort of set up camp for the evening.
It's
How do I feel about it?
Probably a mix of both.
You definitely get the sense, Kashmi, that it's hard to tell with this guy at the moment. He definitely is one of the quieter people in the group, it looks like, for the most part. Though when he does have something to say, it can be, or at least lead to some entertaining circumstances. But I mean, he's weird.
He's got skeletons in his body.
Yeah.
He's weird.
He like goes off in the morning when everyone's like sitting there going through the nothing that you all have and just kind of stares into the distance. But eh.
Fair.
He's just a guy.
A weird guy.
A weird
He's just-
guy, yeah.
Just a man.
Honestly, a little less weird than some of the other people, though, if we're being fair.
Ha!
He seems relatively normal-ish comparatively.
We take those.
I bestow upon you the highest honor, Sarian. Normal-ish.
I like it.
But the following morning, you all rest and would hopefully receive the next message from Lixil. Aranth, you hear the voice once more. "208 years since the wedding.
Oh, fuck.
Gebzat War. Greydurge site of first attack.
Greater what? I'm sorry?
Greydurge site of first attack.
Oh, Jesus.
Plague that only targets the dead." That's where the message ends.
She definitely relays that to everybody else.
It didn't taste good.
It's because what you ate is diseased.
Yep.
Don't eat the bad food.
Well, I'm not gonna know it's bad until you try.
Hot tip, when the ground looks like flesh, don't try and consume it.
But hey, now we know.
The more you
It was
know.
It was informative. It was
Is
worth
that
it.
what it was?
Yes.
Alright. Do you guys have anything else you would like to do on the journey to Tilxar?
Mahari doesn't.
Saren's gonna keep keeping his eyes out for any like hots or
Sure.
anything like that. Any signs of potential mortal habitation or immortal habitation.
So we'll actually go to the third day of your journey then, because that would be the time you guys reach the edge of this green energy zone, which you all relatively quickly notice is in a dome of some sort. Where it touches the ground, beyond it, you do not see any flesh covering the ground or anything.
Told you it was a quarantine.
You notice off to the side, the flesh kind of wiggle and surge on the ground and push forward, just kind of splattering outwards and covering another square foot or so of terrain. And the energy just kind of moves to now demarcate the edge of that bit of flesh. It does not
how
seem to
long
be holding anything in. It seems like it is merely noting the boundary of this area.
Interesting.
How long have we been traveling?
This is
No.
partway into the third day of travel. Near the end of it as you're approaching when you would rest.
Okay.
I'm gonna reach out and touch the barrier.
Your finger passes through it.
It seems to be safe to go through. And he'll just walk through.
Struck by lightning. You're dead on impact.
Would that be fort or will?
Rocks fall!
Nothing happens. You walk
Barrier
through,
cast tree.
and for the first time, you step onto non-frozen, non-flesh-covered ground in centuries. Feel the dirt between your toes.
Sky look like?
It has a reddish hue to it, but lighter. You can see small rays of light piercing through the veil onto the landscape below.
I want to taste the dirt.
You're tasting the dirt.
Not like handful, but just like a little bit of it to see if it's
Pick up and
actual
lick
dirt
it.
or it's corrupted. Yeah.
Honestly, Solomon, you pick up like
Tastes
a
great.
clump of dirt in your hand, and there's a few small worms in it.
Well, he'll definitely eat them.
There's flesh.
I have my response for Lixel.
Oh, good.
It has nothing to do with our fucking dirt-eating friend over here.
Okay.
Oh, but that would have been a hilarious connection.
She says, noted. We were 3 days out from Tilxar. We'll head to you on arrival. Are we hunted? Allies? Enemies? Who's with you?
Okay. You are more than 3 days out. You are 3 days into your journey at this point. You're still probably 6 to 7 days out of Tilxar.
And she will adjust it.
yeah.
We are 6 days out from Tilxar.
Does anyone else have anything you would like to do when you pass beyond this barrier of energy and make your way into dirt and beyond?
Look for unfortunate travelers.
You will definitely find some over the next day or two, most likely.
Please tell me they are living and can be consumed.
Give me a flat check.
Oh no. Can I hero point this? Bitch!
I don't think you need to.
Okay. We'll assume, Aranth, that you and Lixel are probably just sharing general information over the next few mornings as you're traveling.
Yes.
But she will basically very briefly let you all know that Everything should be safe. Just be careful coming into the city. Try and stay out of sight. But look for the ship with the crimson sails. And
Got
she has surprises for you all.
Wahoo!
I love gifts.
Betrayal.
The police are waiting for you guys.
Oh God!
With trumped up charges of being caught using vitality magic.
Surprise! It's Samita.
Nuh-uh.
With our group, I don't think they'd have to trump anything up.
That's fair.
And hey, you guys haven't broken a law in 200 plus years. So, I think you're doing pretty good.
That wasn't us.
Yet.
Never too late to get started.
Well, considering you guys find an unfortunate traveler the following day.
Look,
Delicious
we're-
breakfast.
I feel bad for that guy because he literally just gets dogpiled by like 3 or 4 of our members at once and just gets ripped apart.
Look, we're hungry. There's nothing wrong with having a bite to eat.
They are not alive.
Oh,
Oh, damn it.
They are another vampire.
Oh, do they have the funny blood flowing thing?
When you guys jump this individual who appears... I mean, the vampires amongst you, remember when you first became vampires and kind of like had that sort of dazed look in your eyes where you probably wandered for a couple years or wherever you were with people during that time, but you were just kind of like out of it for however long, months to years, depending on who you were, before eventually sort of regaining clarity. This guy definitely has a similar look in his eyes when you all jump him, but you very quickly, as like one of you goes to bite down, recognize the fangs that denote him as not being alive, and you all probably collectively get a little upset.
It's still meat.
Solomon can still eat, but you do notice as you knock him over to the ground, his like small pack falls to the side, and there is a small vial just labeled Heartthrob on it.
Oh,
That tumbles from the
Amira
back.
Amira will immediately shove that down his throat.
Jumps man force feeds him drugs. This is the evil campaign, all right.
and then proceeds to eat him 5 seconds later.
Proceeds to eat him 5 seconds
Hell
later.
yeah.
Adds flavor.
You know it.
Wait,
not
to
even-
make,
hold
to
on,
make
that's-
sure that he has enough HP for the trip. There.
Oh my god, so wait, hold on a second. So we jumped, force fed him drugs, are gonna make sure that are we gonna take him with him? Us? Are we just gonna drag him along and use him as a
Yeah.
permanent
Yeah.
food source?
He only had one
So then we're
Heartthrob
going
elixir.
Okay, then
Oh.
I guess that's not happening.
Oh well, then this guy's just gonna be mauled in the middle of nowhere, and I guess just his corpse left behind. I
It
guess.
sucks to be him.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Unlucky.
why do we care?
Can you just imagine being that one character that's just like, oh, I'm finally out of that green dome, and then 3 seconds later, a bunch of hobos that mug you and maul you to death. It's just, yeah.
You sign up for like a movie, you get your script, and it's just get devoured by hungry main characters. That's all your script is, and you're like, what?
Excuse me? But being the
Just
NPC, you can't argue against it, so you
Right.
kind of just have to do it.
Yup. What a cruel world
all-
I've created.
It's like a $5 feature because the screen time is literally 2 seconds.
Solomon's got the leg like a
Hungry,
drumstick.
hungry
Want some?
hobos.
hungry hobos. It's like being a character in The Walking Dead, and you're like, "Hey guys, it's the main characters," and then you get bitten by a zombie because you walked by an open door. You know, it's something like that.
So, the vampires of your group pretty much descend on this individual like ravenous flies or something. They start like biting into the arms and neck and consuming as Solomon just like walks up, rips a leg off while you're all doing this and just starts chewing.
Poor guy.
And Kashmi, you watch this.
Oh god.
She's not dead as well, though, isn't she?
I am not.
Yeah, but well,
Oh, you're
Well,
not. Oh,
I mean,
shit.
She's not a vampire.
Yeah, she's not a
You
vampire.
have a physical body, Kashmi, but not once during the last 3.5, 4 days of travel have you felt hungry. Quite frankly, you've barely felt tired. You've definitely felt the need to rest, but you haven't ever really felt exhausted,
I
per se.
don't know. I want you to look at me and tell me what about me makes you think that any of this surrounding would even give me the speck of a desire to eat.
Sarian sits up and he has just blood drenched all across his torso, and he just looks at her and goes, "Yeah, honestly, I don't care." And he just ducks back down and keeps eating.
What was Kashmi saying?
How the environment made it unappetizing for her.
The last thing
oh.
Kashmi remembers is being real, so Kashmi believes she's real.
Jericho, did we cross any wild animals on the way?
So far, aside from like some worms in the dirt, no. You will as you approach Tilxar a bit further, but for now, just after like initial
Sorry.
day after leaving the green area, the plague zone, I guess, you do not see any creatures.
I disagree. I am surrounded by wild creatures.
Fair.
Does Kashmi say that out loud?
Not out loud, but definitely under her breath.
Oh, good.
I think Amira is torn between just this intense, uncontrollable vampiric hunger and the fact that it's freaking her wife out, and she has no idea how to handle herself right now.
Is this like visible on your face?
Like, I think what happens is, you know, Amira shares the meal with Aranth and Sarian, and then, like, takes a break at some point, and sees Kashmi, like, looking at her in disgust, and, like, gets herself cleaned up a little bit, and tries to, like, make herself look good, and gives a smile at Kashmi, like,
This is not the situation where you smile.
We're in middle school. There's a middle school crush happening right now.
okay, listen, we're married.
You know when you're in middle school and that really gross old guy smiles at you and you feel that really
No.
uncomfortable, awkward need to smile back, even though like all of you is like, this is uncomfortable? That's the smile that you get back.
I worry
Oh,
about
yeah.
the school you went to.
So do I.
It wasn't the school, it was the mall, and it was the 90s.
Ah, the 90s.
Understandable.
Good time.
Rax gun.
Exactly.
Rax gun with religious intent.
No, just Rax gun in this case.
So, do you three leave anything for Mahari?
Yeah, of
Sarian-
course.
Sarian
I assumed
will
Mahari
leave
was
him-
joining in.
Sarian will leave him a rack of rooms.
I did find it very funny when Amira said she was eating with Sarian and Aran. I was like, so not Mahari? The Dom
Sorry,
was eating with you, but not the full vampire?
I forgot Mahari was a vampire.
Amira,
What'd you-
sorry, no dogs at the table.
Oof. Oof.
Oh.
So I'm gonna offer up the other leg.
Mahari will take the leg and just bite it and just drink all the blood out of it till it's a desiccated husk and then spit it out onto the ground.
Alright. The next few days pass of just travel. You don't find many travelers on the road at this point, but you do find some animals here and there you can consume.
Oh yeah, Mahari will definitely consume them.
Also,
People.
just begin to notice every now and then strange, what look to be tears in the air around you. Just every now and then you find small areas as you're walking, varying heights in space, typically only a few inches in size, but what look to be small rips. Within, you see these very strange visuals. It's like looking into honestly different existences. In one, you see this forest made of crystal. In another, you see a volcano somehow exploding as it inverts itself upside down. You see what appears to just be space constantly folding over on itself. It is these strange small sights you get every now and then, very rarely, maybe once every other day or so. You just see something in the air that looks as if the world is coming apart around you.
Do we all see the same thing?
You do.
I'm not touching it this time.
Wonderful. More magical fuckery. Let's keep moving.
It's the first thing you said I agree with.
Oh, believe me, it won't be the last thing you agree with either.
I remain doubtful.
That's what a lot of people have said.
I feel like you're just using generic responses.
Maybe.
A little over a week passes after you initially set out from Great Urge and from Kalak Manor. But eventually, the city of Tilxar comes into view over the horizon. The Stenol auction house glistening from its floating tower in the sky. The city itself, that same picture of refined elegance and opulence that most of you remember from so long ago. You see
Do I
guards at the gate. What were you going to ask, Kashmi?
do I recognize Tilxar?
You do not.
Okay.
But it does look quite nice.
And let's be honest, compared to the rot forest, anything would look nice.
That is
Um,
fair.
Assuming that Amira and Kashmi probably visited Tilxar at some point. Well, oh no, that's where we went for the fucking
Yeah, you guys all went as a
one of the
group.
quests. Yeah. Amira's going to continue her middle school crush arc, and just kind of like casually say, "Wow, this would be a really cool place to go on a honeymoon together or something like that." I starting back and forth to Kashmi.
Kashmi, it's not very subtle.
Okay.
Smile.
Keep it in your pants.
They were literally married almost 200 years ago.
Yes, they were.
It's like telling the sky not to be fucking red.
The sky doesn't dwell in the past.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Got matter.
Oh, what a classic response.
Kashmi, when you hear Arant sort of mutter the idea of the fact that you and Amira married over 200 years ago, your first instinct is to deny that, right? That doesn't sound right. You look too good for one to be 200 years old, let's be very clear.
And obviously these people are crazy.
And
They
obviously
say
these people are crazy. But after a couple moments, there is this niggling thought in the back of your head. You do distinctly remember, at least you think you remember, having a wedding. Whether it was with this crazy person, you're not certain, but...
Crazy, I'm in love!
Sure, we'll call it that for now.
Arant's saying that definitely causes you to have that, like, scratch in the back of your mind, that itch, that the idea of you having a wedding does not feel foreign.
like deja vu deluxe.
Yeah, like deja vu deluxe.
All right.
But with a side of questioning your existence.
All right. Kashmi's gonna be real quiet and kind of start to compartmentalize that for once everybody goes to sleep and she can actually like think about any of that.
All right. As you guys make your way up to the city gates, there's a small line of people attempting to enter, but when it's your turn, there's just a single guard just kind of standing there, full skeleton, but wearing heavy armor. You can see he's got what appears to be a clipboard in his hand, but with no paper or anything on it. Name and reason for visiting?
Alright, who's the spokesperson?
I guess Amira's gonna have to fucking woman up and start doing her job.
You've had a week to get it
and-
together.
And remember what Iranth would have relayed to everybody from Lixel. Just keep it on the down low. Be careful.
Amira's gonna give a gamut of false names. I don't know if you want me to roll deception for that.
I specifically do need a deception check for that.
Okay. Blind?
Yes, please.
No, I have hero points for
You are
this.
attempting to lie.
I do have some nice stuff here at least. Let's. Okay. No shit! Fuck! Ow.
Ooh. What a shame.
Oh boy.
Wah wah. I feel so bad.
No, it's
I'm going to let
bad.
you roll, like, I'm going to let you use a hero point here if you want to. Simply because it's a nat 1 that you rolled.
Okay, thank you.
And I feel
You're
bad.
a nice person, Jericho.
I know. It's all so I can tear you down later. Okay.
Roll streak!
As you give a slew of strange names to this guy that, honestly, you just kind of come up with on the spot, which this is what you're good at. You have your first opportunity to talk to people and work your magic on them in hundreds of years. The skeleton kind of takes a minute. You can see him, like, tapping on the clipboard a few times. New arrivals to Geb, are you?
Amira realizes that we're all in fucking rags and stuff.
Aside from Kashmi, the only one who's
yeah.
in, like, nice clothes at the moment. Yeah, you're all in rags.
And remembered what Lixel said about the war. And Uh,
Just
she's
tell 'em we're refugees.
yeah. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Just yeah, we're refugees from Geb. Sorry, from Nex. Smile, smile, smile.
Keep buying it.
There is, the moment you mention Nex, an instant wariness in his eyes. In his eye sockets, I should say.
I mean, we weren't exactly fans of Nex. Don't worry. I mean, take a look at us. You think we had a good time in Nex?
Fled the flames at Equinus, I imagine.
I'm going to do a quick sense motive to see if that's like one of those things where he says a fake thing to try and trip us up.
Sure. The name Equinus definitely rings a bell as a city in Nex. Something about flames, that doesn't ring a bell. But you do know Equinus is one of the cities close to the southern border of Nex. There's a high likelihood that if an attack has been made against Nex, then somewhere like Equinus could have been a strong first target.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, can't promise you're gonna find anything that'll be kind to people like you here in Tilxar.
That's fine. We're just looking for somewhere that isn't out in the wilds.
Alright, well, make sure, keep yourself out of sight. There's gonna be some people unhappy to see that walking around.
Is he referring to something in particular, or just the fact that we're fucking...
Probably referring to the fact that you guys look like you've been in hell for a long time.
Okay, that's fair.
Is slavery a thing?
If you count having thousands of mindless undead do your work for you as slavery, yes.
Could I have these mindless undead be my slaves since I still have my nice clothes?
We're not mindless, though.
I think we're a bit past that point for this deception.
No, I mean walking through town.
People wouldn't really actively keep slaves with them. Servants would typically still be sentient and actually dressed pretty nicely. It is truly like mindless undead are raised and used for the workforce here in Geb.
We're already past the guard. We're fine.
Once we're all out of earshot from the guards, Irantha's gonna nod towards the docks. Keep it quiet and keep your heads down. Let's go meet
To the
Lixel.
alleys.
My one in stealth.
If you guys are trying to specifically avoid notice on your way to the docks, I am going to ask for an avoid notice roll from everyone.
Okay, could we potentially follow the expert on this?
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone who is not trained, if they wanted to follow the expert, they're more than welcome to.
Is there a thing for that?
Uh,
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, where is it?
It's in the encounter action macros.
There's an avoid
Oh, the
notice
expert.
button there. If you do basic action macros, go to the exploration tab. Avoid notice is there. For those of you who are untrained, if you are following the expert with someone, you can add 8 to your roll, I believe. You can add your level.
Hot
You should
no.
be a blind roll, Kashmi.
I know.
What?
Hail.
It's asking me to select the expert's proficiency skill.
The what?
Who has the highest stealth?
I have the highest stealth.
Amira has the highest.
Are you experts?
Yes.
Or Matt? Okay, so we'll click expert.
Amira and Sarian are both expert. Aranth is trained. Solomon, Mahari, and Kashmir are all untrained.
Did
So
it
we're
go through?
selecting for select skill. It's stealth, right?
Did mine go through? I clicked
Yes.
the macro, but okay.
Yours actually did not come through. Solomon.
I quit.
Apologies. I wonder
It's
what you
weird, I
rolled, Kashmir.
Because I clicked follow the experts, then I
Okay.
did stealth.
Should
Then
roll. It did not, though. I've got a
did-
roll for Amira, I've got one for Sarian, I've got one for Mahari, who just rolled a basic stealth check, and then I've got one from Kashmir.
oh, here it is.
I do not have one from Aranth or Solomon.
Okay. Okay. For some reason, it didn't go through the first time,
you
but
have
it went through
so
this
when
time.
you do the follow the expert, all it does is put an effect on yourself. You then have to hit the avoid notice button and actually roll that.
Oh, I don't
Okay.
see the avoid notice. Hang on.
Yeah, I don't.
It's in
I have-
exploration.
It's in
It's in exploration.
Oh,
Yeah, they made the basic action macros tabs now for game type. So
Oh, it doesn't do that
it does not
automatically.
do it automatically blind. On the bottom right of your screen by your chat box, you have to set your default roll mode to blind.
Oh, okay. So do I need to reroll?
Please.
Shit. That was just the game fucking me that time.
Yes.
I didn't realize that we could. I didn't realize manipulation. So I was like, "What the fuck?"
Okay. Thankfully, most of you actually do a pretty bang-up job of remaining relatively out of sight and out of mind. If anything, it's Kashmir and
most of us.
Mahari that are the two most out there.
Oh,
But granted,
no.
Kashmir, you don't really feel the need to hide yourself because you're not dressed like rags. Sure, you've been camping in the wilderness a bit, but I mean, like without a tent or anything, so you're a little dirty. But for the most part, you're definitely the best looking when it comes to dress out of everyone here. That you wouldn't be as likely to get strange glances from people on the street. Mahari, on the other hand, just trying
Dirty
to
dog.
maneuver through a big city with your tail for the first time, Mahari, is an interesting experience.
A bull in a china
A
shop.
little bit, just knocking a few things over, accidentally tripping some people here and there. Nothing really, really bad per se, just it's that initial sort of getting used to of trying to figure out how to actually control your tail when you haven't really thought about that thus far.
interesting.
But avoiding most views, Solomon actually surprisingly does the best of just kind of vanishing. You guys make your way over to the docks, and what you remember is the docks originally being the area that's solely connected to the Stanola auction house, just the floating platform that would take you to the center of the river. Now there are multiple large boats moored. I say 2 large boats moored. That appear to be probably about 300 or so feet long apiece. Pretty large, pretty tall. You'd imagine probably 3 decks or so tall, but they look strange in that it's almost they are, if you took 2 boats and connected them by bridges, and then had a large triangular pointed sail sort of covering the gap in between them. And one of them has
That's
a
like a
black
skiff.
sail, one of them has a crimson sail. It is like a skiff, yes. I don't know boats very well.
Well, we know which one to head for.
Yes, I think they called a skiff.
Skiff is just a regular boat. I think skiff is a general term, but I know what you're talking about. So, you can see there is currently a gangplank down onto the crimson sailed boat.
Are there any patrols on the docks?
There's a couple people walking on the docks, but none that seem to really be paying attention to you at the moment.
Alright, do we need to snap their necks or no?
No.
Sure, because I can pull a swamp creature thing, just pull them into the water, wait till the bubbles stop.
They're undead.
Lixo will have food for us.
Not to eat them, just so we don't get noticed.
They don't appear to be paying attention to us. Let's just make our way to the crimson-sailed ship, get on it, and be out of the public eye.
Why is violence your immediate go-to?
What else is there?
Lying.
Pain.
I thought you said wine at first.
Well, yes, also that.
Isn't that what she said?
I said
Yeah.
lying.
Oh, I heard wine as well.
Same.
I thought she said it wine as well. I'm like, I haven't tasted that yet. Alright, so we going?
All right. You guys head up the gangplank, and you see a couple people that are like walking around on deck, very clearly sailors, just sort of doing the job of what you would imagine getting the ship ready to sail. But as you guys step onto the deck of the boat, who is stepping onto the deck first?
I'm probably taking up the front, just for battle reasons.
Okay. As you step onto the boat, take a minute to survey around. You see a door on the what you would imagine to be like the captain's quarters open up, and out of it steps a female figure, fair skin, long black hair, wearing a what looks to be, if you could take a suit of armor and fashion it to looking like a regular suit. It's a very stylized sort of piece of equipment, relatively lightweight, but you can see that instead of it being fully cloth, it is sheets of metal that are sort of sculpted to look like a suit jacket and shirt.
It's like an armored cloak.
Sort of, but it actually looks really, really nice. It looks like this individual is wearing a full suit, but you can very clearly tell it is made out of metal.
I got the John Wick cloak.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Sword strapped at the side, and as she steps out, there is a smile on her face, which immediately stops when she sees you, Solomon, and her hand immediately goes to the hilt of the sword.
No, he's with us, Lixel.
Steps out from behind Solomon.
She very slowly lets go of the sword handle.
Aw.
You can see her hand is like shaking pretty badly at the moment.
Are these yours? Gesturing to the group.
I wouldn't say they're mine. God, it's good to see you all again. Come here.
Yeah, Amira will give Lixel a hug.
Lixel will immediately give you a big hug, and she will progress to giving you all, the rest of you, a hug. I know Aran stepped away. She gives one to Aranth. She gives one to Sarian. She even gives one to you, Mahari.
Oh, wow, I'm special now.
And then Kashmi, she comes up to you and without hesitation just throws her arms around you in a hug.
I am gonna roll athletics to see if I can
Dodge it.
Amira tries to stop. But...
Oh!
You see her hugging everyone else, and by how everything's gone, Kashmi, you're fairly certain she's going to try and hug you, so there's a quick little cat and mouse game on the deck when she tries to hug you, of you just darting between everyone else.
Lixel, I'll explain it to you later, but let's maybe get inside first.
Alright. She seems to, for the first time, notice that, like, Kashmi's wearing clothes while the rest of you are wearing rags. She just kind of She nods. You guys have apprised her in the past of some of the strangeness with Kashmi in the first place, that she knows not to really question it. We've got a lot to catch up on.
Seems like it.
What do you care about first, rest or gear?
Amira will look to her friends.
Here.
I need more than a drop of blood before I'll even think about anything else.
Food for Ranth, gear for... I'm sorry, who are you?
His name is Solomon. He's...
Oh, what's she
he's a
talking to?
friend.
She was talking to you, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said Aranth, and I'm like,
no.
okay.
You're the one person she doesn't know.
Solomon.
Solomon.
I've had to tolerate a cell with these for a long time.
Crotch team, good
He's
to
our
know.
souvenir that we brought back from wherever the fuck we were.
Oh, that sounds like you. Alright. Food, gear.
Wasn't my idea.
What
This
about the
time,
rest
trust
of
me.
you?
Food and a haircut,
Knowledge.
I think.
Hi,
Right.
I'm Kashmi. I'm here for the information.
It's a pleasure, Kashmi. Lixel, I am... at least was the assistant to you all a long time ago. Hoping to renew that relationship. But, alright. Apologies, Solomon. Seems like you've been outvoted. Rest, food, and information seems to be coming first before equipment.
He just waves a hand dismissively, just not really caring.
Are we still out on the deck of the ship?
At the moment, you are, yes.
Yeah, let's...
Lixil,
Probably.
can we please go inside?
So, question. This is kind of a character thing.
Mhm.
Does she look like she's actually like kind of a fighter / warrior, or
does.
does it look like she just has a sword for
No,
basic
she
defense?
looks like she knows what she's doing with it. She is quite competent, you imagine.
Kind of give her a glance up and down, then just give her a kind of a toothy smile. You have strength. Good.
I wouldn't have survived this long if I didn't. I feel bad asking this.
No, you can't fucking eat her, Solomon.
There is no reason to. Not yet.
Don't take this the wrong way. How stable are your minds right now?
Not very.
Well,
Well, at least mine isn't. I don't know how everybody else feels.
yes, there's one of us on the verge of a mental breakdown. One does not really remember who we are, and the rest of us, I imagine, are quite mentally sound. I think.
I'm gonna laugh.
That's why
Just
I
a
said I
great
think.
kooky laugh.
Lixil looks at you, Kashmi, and there is an instant trace of, oh my god, someone who understands me in her eyes when you laugh. Oh, I'm not the crazy one, I'm so glad. Okay.
I'll let you know how my mind is doing later, Lixil, but can we please go inside?
That's... We can. Sure. Yep.
Yes, let's go inside then and get out of public
Why
eye.
do you sound like you don't want us to go inside?
You'll understand in a moment.
Oh,
Oh
God.
god, is there another one of you people I don't know about?
Oh, this would be fun.
There.
She
It better
gestures
not
towards
be
the door to the
or
captain's
Gabbles.
quarters.
Is this the surprise that you were telling me about?
One of them.
Oh, fuck. Great. Wonderful.
There's gifts for you all in there. Maybe that will be good enough, but please, before you go in,
There's going to be someone in there that we fucking hate, isn't there?
at the moment
God
I'm
damn
scared
it.
that there is. If you
Would it be
aren't
better?
able
sake.
to control your minds, then
She
going into
immediately
might not be the
squints.
safest place for you at the moment.
Are we talking control our minds or our tempers? I'm having a hard time deciding which one you want us to keep in check here.
Your thoughts. I've made some adjustments to the ship in order to help protect it. It will be
Amira's
heavily
gonna.
influenced by your mental state, though.
Oh, huh?
Do I need to
Well-
hold someone down?
At this point, Amira is just gonna burst into the captain's quarters. She's impatient.
Great. Arantha's going to follow after Amira.
Yeah, Sarian will be right behind them.
You find yourself
Solomon
stepping
just has
into
a-
the entry hall of Kalak Manor.
Solomon's head just has a huge hand going down his face in exasperation.
The manor is in the exact same condition you all remember it being in.
Mahari's
We were
gonna-
last here, or when they were originally here?
When they originally lived here.
Is Lixel standing outside on the ship?
If you all walk in, she'll walk in with you.
Yeah, Mahari's gonna bring up the rear with Lixel and ask her, so, is this an illusion?
That's hard to answer. It's, from what I understand, you've experienced something similar before.
When we were kidnapped going to Corpse Light.
Yes, okay, you do remember that. That's good. I made a deal with them and connected part of the ship to the plane of dreams.
Oh fuck, is that succubus going to be here?
Aranth, mental
Huh?
state. Calmed, please. Please.
Right, sorry. I just need to know if I'm going to be sharing my bed with a succubus tonight. That's all.
Unless that's what you're looking for, it shouldn't be the case.
Good to know. As she strides past Sarian.
He's just casually rolling his eyes. He's not even acknowledging the conversation.
So,
I'll bunk with you.
Lixel,
The fuck you will!
is this what the mages call a dimensional space? He questions himself when he says it.
From my understanding of it, you are in the plane of dreams right now, specifically. This is a creation of your own minds, your home, effectively. So it's cut off from reality and can be used whenever it needs to be traveled or rested. It should be extremely hard to infiltrate for anyone. And I figured memories of home might be beneficial to you all.
In any case, thank you, Nixel.
Amira,
Well,
Yeah.
how stable is Amira's mind right now?
Not as stable as her mic, apparently.
Really? Is my microphone having problems?
It cut for a moment.
Oh,
It's fine.
geez. Okay. Yeah, like, not super stable, not, like, disastrous, but
But not great.
yeah.
I imagine not necessarily focusing on the good, but still sort of thinking about the bad.
Yeah.
Simitu walks out of the kitchen.
Fuck.
Lixel,
Wait, huh?
Lixel,
Wait, who?
Lixel.
what?
Doesn't
just
say anything,
pops
just walks out of the kitchen and smiles at you, Amira.
Yeah, Amira immediately leaves and takes, like, leans, like, leans against the wall and starts taking deep breaths to calm herself down.
Sarian walks out of the bedroom hallway, sees Samitu, and then looks at Solomon and says, "That one, the one with the douchey smile, him, you can eat. You can, yeah, go eat him now."
Go wild,
Hey,
actually.
Solomon.
Yeah, nothing
Solomon.
left.
Well, apparently Mahar is not going to get his question out before that happens.
What was your question, Mahari?
Mahar was going to ask Lixel if, once Samitu appeared, if that was a real person or an influence of Amira's mind.
Not real,
Thank you.
but will need to be destroyed. And he's probably not the only one.
Oh, fuck me!
Oh
Oh
man.
no, did
Oh.
fucking Lauren pop out?
Oh man!
I'm
That
so
sounds like a
confused.
yes.
Yep, popped out right next to Mahari.
Oh god!
Oh, what did? Oh, he looks even
And
douchier than he
now
did
Rant's
before.
dad.
Yeah, I
Oh, and
yeah.
okay. Oh, and I have Raven Boy. Ah, nice.
As three of, I believe, the most despised individuals amongst the group all seemingly manifest out of the ether in the mansion together.
And this is why he wanted us to name those people.
I was just about to say that. Oh
Uh-huh.
no.
Are you guys going to try and fight them, or are you going to take Lixel's advice and leave?
We don't
Mahari-
have equipment right now.
I
Mahari's
don't
gonna
have
take
anything.
is going to take Lixel's advice and leave.
Rant doesn't fucking need equipment to fight people.
I do.
As Lauren steps
Sarian
around
kinda
the
does.
corner and just looks at you, Aranth raises a hand and just waves at you.
Her eye twitches.
Yeah.
Can I just shove this guy in the corner?
If Solomon and Aranth really want to fight them, then Amira will make do with her fangs, at least.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna shove him and then walk out.
I guess Sarian will have to make do too, but
Yeah, throw
You can
that
make a
twink
shove
into the
attempt,
fucking
Solomon.
wall.
Sorry, what'd you say?
You can make a shove attempt against him.
Yeah, just kind of like, not like combat shove, but
No,
just
just
like,
a push.
yeah, like one of those brew things. Like, get out of my
Yeah.
way.
He kind of like dances to the side as you push at him.
No, I'm not. I'm not putting up with that. There we go.
Okay, yeah. You like put an arm into him and push, and he just like stumbles away, and there's just a smile plastered on his face. His expression doesn't change. He also isn't looking at you that whole time. He's just staring at Aranth.
Come here. Just gesturing to the party member. These have no will. No point in eating.
She locks eyes with Lauren for a second as she's walking out, and there's just like a blind fucking rage hiding behind her eyes, but she keeps it real.
Nice to see you too,
And-
Aranth.
Fuck you!
such a pretentious voice. Fuck.
And we'll come back to get with that. As you guys like walk your way out of the manor ? And find yourself back on the deck of the ship. Lixil just kind of standing there, hand on her chin. Nothing against you all, but while it should be good in the long run, for now it might be more of a liability to stay there than I thought. On the flip side, though, if you can overcome your angers, if you can control your mind while you're home at least, you can cause it to manifest some of the people you've lost.
She should not have said that.
Lixil,
Yes.
even if we're able to manifest those we've lost, they're not real.
No. They can
So what would...
They can talk, they can move, they can act real, but they will have no soul. They will simply be a facsimile of your minds. That's simply part of how the Dreamlands operates. And this is why I asked you guys as a group to note down your favorite NPCs that died.
Oh yeah, you asked us that too. Shit.
I did. Yeah, a while ago. It's all coming together.
I have no soul.
Solomon has no stake in this. He's kind of outvoted mentally by everyone else. But it's okay, because Kashmi doesn't also have any stakes in this, because she doesn't remember any of these people. So,
Honestly, I feel like the rest of the party makes up for me, even though how traumatized they are.
fair.
Uh-oh. This is bad for Mahari.
At the very least, I have some clothes for you all. Because, honestly, I'm a little surprised you made it all the way here wearing that.
We didn't have much choice.
Fair. But, get yourselves dressed. And I'll see about procuring some food. If you need to take a quick bathe in the river, you're more than welcome to. And I'll... Blood. Solomon. What should I get you to eat?
Eat.
Meat. Any preference?
No.
Meat it is. Alright. And Miss Kashmi, what can I get for you to eat?
No, thank you.
Are you sure?
I don't feel very well.
I see. Well, I can arrange some regular quarters for you if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Alright. And she'll take a minute. She'll show everyone to just like a regular room on the ship, which they aren't very large. They have just a small bed and a small dresser, but Lixil kind of explains that in the meantime, before you guys head in to the manor, quote unquote, you can all have your own rooms like this. And there is a change of clothes for each of you there.
While Lauren is inside of the not manor, Iranth is going to drag Carrion back into Dreamland
Okay.
and have the most obnoxiously loud and raunchiest night ever while he's listening.
Wait, well, who's listening? What?
While Lauren is listening. Lauren is her ex, by the way.
The
Yeah.
ex that non-consensually turned her into a vampire and otherwise
Groomed
did.
her.
And
Yeah.
stole her heart and her brain and other stuff.
Uterus.
Fascinating.
Sarion's just confused because a day ago she was hating him because he was a spider, and
And now she has a point to prove, so get the fuck in there. Let's go, bud.
Is he allowed
Alright.
inside again?
Yeah.
You guys can enter. There's
Right,
no
Mark.
promises about your safety entering.
Who gives a fuck? She can cast.
Bye.
Sarion can? What the hell?
Sarion's useless right now.
Yeah, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
So you have to wonder if that tapping that's worth it.
Sarion,
Give me
represent.
200 years.
We can do it just inside the doorway or something. I don't know.
200-year
The
dry spell.
fuck? In the doorway? No! She's going into her goddamn bedroom.
Have a little redneck lovemaking.
I don't
Jesus.
know. The man of armor and raveny feathers was in the way. I don't know. My way past him to try and get to your bedroom.
Priorities.
Yeah. Semantics. Like, come on.
Kashmir, actually, I should have asked this earlier. Did you step into the manor with everyone else, or did you stay outside the whole time?
I would have stepped in.
Okay. When you saw that man in the armor step around that corner, there was this immediate, intense hatred that flared up inside of you for that figure. You don't know why, you don't recognize them, but something about them just pissed you off.
Then I will quickly step outside to clear my head and be able to process and assess the situation before I make any moves
Okay.
or decisions.
As you guys take some time to sit down on a bed for the first time in gods know how long, I don't know if any of you would actually want to go take a quick bath, change into clothes that are actual clothes and not just rags. And eventually-
Amira absolutely would. She's
Bye.
not going to be any more mentally stable until she looks nice.
I now have pants,
Huzzah!
not just hanging out in the wind.
Hey Solomon, let's be real. You and me aren't gonna fit in no matter how well dressed we are.
You're just realizing this. Only difference is that instead of a rag just kind of draped over top as a hood, he'll have an actual hood.
Woohoo!
Ugh.
But Lixil does come back with food for you all, thankfully. Eventually, just bags of blood for each of you. She comes back for you, Solomon, with will actually be just like a large shank of raw meat from some beast.
Yes.
Kashmir, she does bring a small plate of seafood to you, even though you said you weren't hungry.
Ajmi must eat.
Bunga bunga.
We must feed the Kashmir.
But after you all take a little bit of time to eat and rest. All right. Most basic information. Let's see. Well, let's just, first and foremost, I'm glad to see you all back. I
Glad
just
to be
wanna say
back.
that. It's been 208 years since the wedding. I believe Aranth relayed that to you all. things have changed realistically for the worse here in Geb. What all do you want to know? What do you need to know?
What was the green dome that was over Grey Dirge and Corpse Light?
Starting off there, alright. That was an energy field to help people note the domain that a plague is controlling. We call it the Ceratothrax Plague. It's launched by either Nex or Nexian wizards, we're not sure, but one of the Arc Lords of Nex managed to infiltrate Grey Dirge about 13 years ago and unleashed this plague. It specifically targets the dead, destroys what mind they have if they have one, and fully connects them to that Arc Lord in some large hive mind. Highly virulent, and quite frankly, it's a relief you all didn't contract any effects there. You didn't attack or fight any of the creatures there, did you?
I didn't. Pretty sure none of us did.
No.
Okay, that's good. We don't understand fully how they work at the moment, but anyone who has returned has mentioned that if they've destroyed any one undead in that region, then all others have focused all efforts on directly killing them, no matter who else they were traveling with. So it's
Beautiful.
not something we have a solution for, and mostly have just been keeping an eye on. But yes, well, in case you missed it, we are officially at war with Nex again for the first time in how many thousands of years?
How long has it been since the war started?
13 years. That attack on Grey Dirge was what the first shot of it, you could say.
Got back just in time, huh?
Just in time. Well, we'll get to all that after you've had time to rest, because I imagine none of you are content to just run a business with me for the rest of time.
No. There's people we need to kill.
What does
Figured
it
as
have to
much.
do with fighting?
I mean, running a business is rather lucrative.
Oh. Well, yes, once we get out of debt, then we should see a rapid increase in our income, yes.
Debt? What happened?
Purchased some items for you all that unfortunately collectors had their hands on and cost quite a hefty sum, and well, getting the enchantments put on this ship and the connection to the Dreamlands established was, let's just say, not cheap. That and some of the great factions are doing their utmost to stifle this business with taxes, and right now income isn't the best, but I've managed to set aside a hefty amount of platinum for when you all returned that we could get you all back in action quickly.
Lixil,
Yes?
what happened 200 years ago? Do you know why we were targeted?
Yes and no. I've gotten some information, but the best I can tell is truly the fact that you all had enemies, whether they were enemies you had made as a group or individually, and you didn't have any official backing. And I know you were on good terms with Berlin and doing work for her, but you weren't affiliated with her officially or her faction. The people who attacked you saw you as an easy target because they knew there wouldn't be any repercussions for attacking you.
Is Berlin even still alive?
Yes,
It sounds like it.
no.
Oh,
I'm sorry, what?
Beline is in a complicated situation at the moment. We have her hidden away. As long as she is not destroyed and her soul doesn't move on from the plane, then Samitu can't take her position as a Bloodlord affiliated with the Reanimators. She is among the dead now. And the first time she went out in public, they managed to get her with some form of poison. Not sure what it is exactly right now, but it is causing her to slowly waste away, and we can't really do much about it at the moment. But as long as she's still around, then Samitu does
position
not
is
have the
secure.
power he wants, at the very least.
Good fucking prick.
We eat him.
Oh, you can do whatever you want to him, my big friend.
Hearing this, Lixel looks at you, Amira.
After, of course, Amira gets her shot.
no.
I hope.
The mistake that Samitu made was not killing me when he had the chance. I'm not going to make that mistake either. The moment I can, he is dead. And then you can do whatever you want to his body.
I care only for the fight and to devour power. I don't care who gets the final hit.
We can burn that bridge when we get to it. That is a long time coming. Samitu, I don't think I have to be the one to tell you this, Amira, is much stronger than you can handle at the moment. Any of you, even working together.
Amira will clench her jaw, but nod.
We'll get there. It's just going to take time. And resources and support. You all can't do the same thing you did last time. You need a backer this time. I trust you understand that.
Oh, we do. Believe me, we do.
Out of character, would it be the reanimators that typically have like the corpse stitchers and everything?
That is the reanimators, yes. Corpse stitchers are all part of the reanimators.
Okay, I'm just wondering if Sullivan might be able to influence that at all.
You
'cause I
guys
think
can
that's his
choose
background.
what faction you want to end up backing. That's above table. Basically going to be the next little arc of this campaign is doing something in name of one of the factions to basically say, yep, we've done this for you, now back us. But we'll get to that eventually.
Oh.
Anything else?
Who else is there from their past?
I think you'd be better served asking them, not me.
Look, so did anything come out of the celebrants in the past 200 years? Before my imprisonments, certain things were told to me that leave me wondering.
They have an official alliance with the tax collectors nowadays, and they have unveiled a new type of soldier, specifically.
What kind of soldier?
Like you, Mahari. Ones that are typically gnolls, not entirely though, but are somehow a mixture of undeath and fiendish influence.
fiendish.
Well, yeah, we're not going to talk about that. But thank you, Lixel. Just
Well-
one more thing to worry about now.
Are we all just hiding things from each other now? What
I mean, Mahari's had hooves for like the entire campaign, right?
No, I never took that feat.
Ah, my apologies.
No, what he is, I believe you and me talked about it. Unless someone like experiments on him, they can't actually find out what he is. Because he just
Right,
looks like
the-
a giant gnoll with razor sharp fangs.
The fiendish influence in you is not easily detectable. It's a bit more detectable in the new breed, and
Yeah.
Pixel has been able to make some deductions based off of that. So she was mostly just kind of putting it out there, guessing that you were fiendish. Not entirely certain.
Amira's gonna ask, at the wedding you saw those two vampires that attacked us, right?
Yes.
I don't know if they were, but they were at least in the body of my mortal parents. By chance, do you know if they're still with Samitu?
As far as I'm aware, yes. Guards of his estate.
Amira just kind of closes her eyes and clenches her jaw.
Anyone else have any questions about what's past?
Not really. Solomon was just
Well-
asking like what other allies to expect before.
Who's winning the war? If anybody.
No one's winning it right now. It's still the first warning shots have been fired. The Saradathrax here and Geb launched by Nexians, and Geb countered by burning the souls of half of Echonis.
Geb himself has become active.
He hasn't left his palace, but that hasn't stopped his display of magic. Honestly, that was an impressive day to witness. But yes, he's active now. Fully and completely.
I'm assuming that lead has become a staging point then.
We're not going to go to Lead anytime soon. We're going to do our best to stay away from there. Not only is it a staging point, but some of our enemies are there the majority of the time.
Amira will ask about that Blood Lord we met in Corpse Flight, the one that we seem to manage.
Lord Valus?
Yeah, Lord Valus.
Lord Valus hasn't been heard from since the plague began.
Mm.
If he succumbed to it then, well, quite frankly, I don't want to think about that. That's a horrifying thought. But
Another friend of yours.
A potential ally, but perhaps not.
a lord of the country, very enigmatic individual, didn't care for much unless he thought you were one that could provide him a good story. So, hopefully he is still as he was, but I mean, we haven't seen any Ceratothrax infected ghosts at the moment, so there is reason to hope he would be fine. But there's no way of confirming right now. Kashmi, do you have anything to ask during all this, or are you just sitting there listening?
I am taking it all in.
Okay. So a lot there's talking about that's just kind of wild.
Lixil, what happened to the priest at the wedding?
Wadaga?
Yes.
He's been dead and gone for 200 plus years now. Alright.
And how have the Kuthanites responded?
We've gone through a few more priests since then. But Rayduge hasn't... None of us have visited it in years, so I couldn't tell you, but I imagine that church isn't doing very well. Maybe they're doing... No. Quite frankly, with how the plague works, they're probably not doing well.
Wonderful. Copies of me running around. Just
Oh
wonderful.
no.
Let's get you all... I imagine you all wish to be a bit better geared up, don't you? I can't imagine
Yes.
having nothing this last amount of time was any good for you.
Is this? We're having this conversation with Lixil after we all rested for the night, right?
I imagine, yeah.
Or have we?
Late
Okay.
evening after dinner or the next morning, depending on which you all would prefer.
Well, we already know what Aranth did with Sarian, so it's probably the next day, in my opinion.
Okay?
But
The dream realm's
obviously
gonna
it
need a
is-
new bed.
Several, actually.
Hey, that's the great part.
In
All
other
of-
people's rooms.
They don't need to know that.
They don't know, won't hurt them.
It's all
Well,
created off
exactly.
your mind, so if you think of having clean sheets the next day, guess what? Those sheets are clean.
Meh.
Oh,
Best-
Mahari knows what he's gonna summon into there.
Oh no.
I don't want to know.
It is not an individual summoning choice. It's more of a collective unconscious summons creatures there.
Can I imagine the walls are insulated at least?
Oh, it's.
If
it's
you
not a
want to make
creature.
your walls heavily insulated, Solomon, you can do that.
I think I'm gonna need it.
Then, when Sarian and Aranth are having their night, does anyone else have anything they'd like to do that night? After managing to rest up, wash yourselves, and eat something, but before Lixil has sort of gathered you all for the conversation the next morning.
Mm.
Unless Lixil's
Yeah.
in the mood, I don't have anything.
Amira will probably just mope and sulk like a middle schooler.
Fantastic.
Mahari will keep to himself until the morning.
Okay. Then we'll go ahead and just pivot to the next morning after you all sort of finish up that conversation with Lixil and a breakfast. And Lixil will end up pulling out a few pouches of pretty heavy with coin and hand them to each one of you. Well, this should be enough to get you all anything you need in the city. So go out, purchase what you need, and I will see you all later this afternoon.
Amira will smile probably the first time genuinely since we got out of prison, just because, like, hell yeah, money.
All about the money, 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 money.
Each of you gets handed a pouch with 250 platinum in it.
Solid.
Here's a 2,500 gold.
Did Lixol get us our relics?
Those aren't a gift she had planned for you, but you've got things to deal with in the manor before you can get them.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair.
Oh boy.
Theoretically, if I'm being honest, Aranth and Sarian, Lauren and the other facsimiles probably would have attacked you while you were in the middle of your night
Oh,
of
great.
enjoyment, so you probably didn't get very far into it as much as
Damn.
you wanted to.
Sucks.
I hate
Womp
to ruin
womp.
your fun.
Well,
And the dry spell continues.
That's okay. That just means that Aranth got to fucking blow Gale up in the name of freedom.
Yale comes back the next morning as you're all going shopping. He probably looks at you, Aranth, thinks on Lauren. You're going to blow me up today, aren't you?
We'll cross that bridge when we get there, darling.
Fine.
If you don't want to, then I won't.
No, it's fun, but
Oh,
just
that
wish it
you.
were the real thing.
Oh, I know, darling. We'll get there.
We'll get
Don't
there.
worry.
One day.
One
So,
day. It'll just be fun to fantasize about it until it actually does happen, darling.
Fair enough. Have you ever thought, if this thing is a facsimile, we could just keep it?
So you can have it in the sandbox to kill Lauren in.
I mean, kill him, torture him, do whatever else you might want to do with him. We could just keep him.
We could. We could. Aranth is just talking to a cat right
Yeah.
now, just so everybody's aware.
As you guys like make your way off the ship and go to start shopping around the city for new equipment. Are you all going to buy things as a group, or are you separating for the day to go make your purchases?
We need to go in at least pairs.
Yeah, probably good to stay as a group.
Damn.
No, Jericho.
Jericho just wants a chance to mess with us.
There's a string of mass murders in town today.
Wanted posters for refugees from Ekinus.
Oh, we just got here.
Report.
But that's actually really funny because we're not actually refugees from that location, so we could just be like, we don't know who you're talking about. It sucks to be them.
It's funny you think you could make it that easy.
What if they're like actual refugees from that location that we just lied to the fucking public officials about? They're actually hiding in Tilxar, and then all of a sudden they have a wanted poster up for them.
I mean, if we're being fair, it'd be like day passes. If they don't catch you, they're absolutely the celebrants are finding those guys and puppeting them as the people behind it. They'll 100% use it as an excuse. So
Wait, why are we on bad terms with the celebrants?
They're
Hello?
tax collectors. And Mahar.
Yeah, and me.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why we're on bad terms with the celebrants.
That's fair.
What pairs are you guys going in to do your shopping?
Or are we gonna go as a group?
Or you can go as a full group. That is also accurate. Fair.
I think going as a full group would be good, but I'm cool with whatever.
I'm full group. I think is best.
I'm okay with whatever the group decides.
Group would probably be safest.
Okay.
I will follow along, but I'm not spending any of this money.
You're just gonna hold on to all that gold, Kashmi?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to stick around with this group. And I don't know if this money is like an unspoken contract or some, like, this has now indebted me to do something. I'm just going to hold on.
Okay. Just letting you know, mechanically, of course, it will make you slightly weaker than the rest of the group. It won't. You are a spellcaster, so it won't change your ability to hit very much, but it will make you a little bit squishier. You'll be mildly easier to hit and kill. Just making sure you're okay with that.
If it's my time, it's my time.
I like
For,
I
like,
like
the
how
fifth
she's
time this
very
I was
campaign.
gonna say I like the way she thinks.
Yeah, I know, right? It is so nonchalant.
All right. We do not have to go through like all of the individual stores of purchasing here. So, does everyone have ideas of what they would like to purchase?
Are you saying you didn't make stores for us, Jericho?
Not
Wow.
in war-torn Tilxar yet, no. If you want me to give you the price-hiked stores, I absolutely will, but I figured everyone wanted to do base values for now.
We do not want the Tilxar experience of price.
Of price gouging?
Yeah, we don't
Yeah,
want
we don't
that.
need that
price
after just
gouging.
trekking across the desert and,
Especially when they're in the middle of the war and going, yeah, we can absolutely increase prices right now.
Yeah. We've had enough culture shocks for today. We don't need.
That's how I keep you guys economically stunted throughout the campaign, even when you have a full burgeoning business, is just constantly raising prices to match.
Mass culture shocks.
Oh, Aranth's getting the digs.
You're goddamn right she is.
Rand's getting good clothes back.
Yeah. She's not gonna walk around looking like a fucking homeless person.
Mahari's getting his +1 resilient aim aiding full plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just start.
Oh shit! I can start buying.
So are we able to just? Are we just going in and using
Pretty
up
much.
the gold then?
Again, any uncommon or rare option, run it by me first. But other than that, you're pretty good to buy just whatever you want, as long as it is your level or lower.
Okay.
How do I filter just the? Oh, just kidding. Armor. Hehe.
Psych, you lied.
Let's see. Gauntlets, bulwark, blah 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 blah.
Hang on 1 sec. I am getting a phone call from my grandfather.
Hey Jericho, for the ruins for weapons and armor, do you just drag them onto the item?
No, you have to manually decrease the amount of money, and then you go to edit the item in your inventory. And on the details page, there will be precious material and runes section, and those are drop-down menus.
Got it.
To specify what runes are attached.
Alright, it's time to do some math.
So that'd be minus.
So yeah, we're 60 years ago, or 67 years from 5,000 AR in this campaign now, which is kind of fun.
Yay.
To think about.
So,
Question.
Oh, good.
How can we tell if an item is common or rare or what have you?
It'll say uncommon and rare. Are you looking in the compendium browser, or are you looking on like archives?
Oh, I was looking in Path Builder. Sorry, never mind. I just see it now.
725 gold is the cost of my armor.
Nice.
Holy crap!
What were you gonna say, Mira?
Oh, I was just gonna make a joke about inflation, but
yeah, I did not have the mental strength to make shops with different prices yet for Tilxar, because I did not want to figure out what the wartime economy changes looked like in Geb. I'll have that for later, but for your initial purchasing items to re-equip yourselves, I didn't want to subject you guys to that.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
For one of my relics for my unarmed strike, will that one already have runes on it, or will I have to pay for the runes?
It is the hand wraps, correct? It will
Yeah.
have just a general +1 rune on it to start. Any other runes you have to pay for. And you can just pay for them now and
Okay.
put them in your inventory to remind you, and then when you get your relic later, you can attach them.
Okay, because I'll grab a striking for it then.
Hey, Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
Question. From my divine ally, I get the shifting ruin. The only limitation in the ruin itself is that the weapon has to require the same number of hands to use.
Correct.
Is there any other limitations you're going to put on that, such as uncommon weapons, advanced weapons, or rare weapons?
Ooh, I didn't know this was a thing. I like this.
No other restrictions.
Okay. Then
How does the math work on applying runes to armor again?
You just pay the money. put
Oh,
the
just for the
on.
rune?
So you have to buy the base armor itself as well.
Yeah.
But then you can just pay the money for the rune and then place the rune on the armor.
Gotcha. Just wanted to make sure there wasn't any additional cost.
Jericho, may
Mhm.
I buy a spiked chain?
Yeah. That is your main weapon, correct?
Yes,
As a
that would be my
devotee
main weapon.
of Zon-Kuthon?
Yep.
Then that would be considered a common weapon to you.
Okay.
So absolutely. Aranth, were you going to say something a minute ago?
Yes, I was just asking if Lixel happened to have her her Harrow deck, but if not, that's fine. She'll just buy
She
another
does
one.
not have your Harrow deck. You will have to buy a new one.
That's okay.
Which, if you wanted to, I don't know what you're looking at, but you would specifically, if you wished to buy a Grimoire, you could get the Harrow spell cards.
Oh fuck. Okay, hang on.
Which you'll need a regular Harrow deck as well. Oh no, it is a Harrow deck as well. But it is a Grimoire, so when you cast what are effectively divination spells from it once per day, you can do get a little bonus effect. And you would just have those cards and probably do like a Harrow reading with Gale every morning to have him count as the Grimoire as well for you.
Okay. So I could get a greater grimoire because I have the funds to do so.
So you can get any Grimoire that's 8th level or lower, if you wished. Harrow spell cards are an 8th level Grimoire.
Oh shit! I didn't even see the level there. Damn it.
Yeah, gotta pay attention to levels.
Damn it. Okay.
Unfortunate.
That's fine.
Okay. Jericho?
Mm-hmm.
How do I, because I'm gonna get the normal property room for it, how do I put the shifting onto it manually without...
You don't, you just make new weapons for them.
Okay, so for my divine ally, it'll be the shifting ruin on it.
Okay. There should, if you specifically want the shifting rune on it, I see what you're saying, without putting it in the weapon itself. If you go to your class features and go to Blade Ally, that's in there, and pull, like, just click on the name to get it dropped down. There's an effect for Blade Ally there that you should be able to drag onto yourself, and it'll ask you what weapon and what rune are you applying from it.
Okay. There it is. I see it. Shifting. There we go.
And then you wouldn't have to apply the shifting rune onto the spiked chain itself.
Okay. And do I just keep whatever weapon I would want to change it into the future? Do I just have to put a version of that onto my character sheet?
Pretty much, and we'll just edit the bulk and value of it down to 0.
Okay. Let me...
Could I get a Ring of Sustenance? It's an uncommon 7th level.
You really want to just not have to worry about your food, huh? Yeah, Rings of Sustenance are fine.
Okay. I've had GMs who exploited that, like, no tomorrow. So it's just become a defense mechanism, basically.
Yeah, you'll still need to rest 8 hours a day, but you only need to sleep for 2 of it. So you can spend effectively 3 watches out of the group if you wished.
Okay.
That is how I've always ruled it. You still need rest to get the full period of rest before daily prep, but that will make it so you don't have to sleep the entire time.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it'd be worth it though, because I already kind of have an undead version of that. It's just 4 instead of 2.
Yeah.
I'll probably pass on it then because it's kind of a repeat.
Hmm.
Especially with Forager anyway, so. Which I know you hate it.
We love
sorry.
Forager. I don't hate it, it's just weird to think about every time.
Yeah.
And I do think it is a little good
Broken.
for a base level skill feat.
Yeah.
But that's just me being a shitter.
See here.
Hey Jericho,
Yes.
I'm purchasing hand wraps of Mighty Blows. Does the base hand wraps come with the +1 ruin already on it?
They do.
Okay, so I need to give myself back that gold then, because I thought it didn't come with it.
Hand wraps of Mighty Blows always start with a +1 rune on them.
Okay. Got myself a nice spacious pouch, because why not? Oh, what else?
What's the new Hat of Disguise? If anybody knows off the top of their head.
I think it's a cap of disguise is what it's called.
Yeah,
now.
it's cap something.
Masquerade Scarf.
Ah, yes. Thank you. Not a cap anymore.
Jericho, can I make those changes? Can I make those retraining changes now, or do you want me to wait till after the session?
We'll do that after everyone is finished buying equipment. Because that would effectively happen after you guys probably fight the facsimiles in your manor.
Okay.
Are we doing the same thing that we did last time and she just gets fine clothes instead of anything other fancy stuff?
How do you mean?
Because there's a lot of shit that I'm looking through right now and my brain is
Struggling
yeah.
a little bit?
Because the last time she got her fancy clothes, we just gave her fine clothes and she didn't have
Yes.
any
So you can buy fine clothing. You're still probably going to want explorer's clothing, since that is the clothing you can actually attach runes to wear when you're out in the field. But then fine clothes are just nice fancy clothes for when you're at home.
Hey Jericho, the ring of wizardry adds 2 more first ranks.
You got a type 1, correct?
Yeah.
Then yes,
Yeah.
it gives you 2 additional first rank spell slots every day.
Okay.
I have most of my stuff, but I'm wondering to spend the rest of my gold on.
I just want my relic back.
That's kind of things. Like a lot of the stuff is going to be added to my relics, so. Let's see here. I don't need to get that. I don't need to get that.
I don't remember if I had any runes or anything on.
You got a +1 rune on it. You could also get something like a resilient rune at this point, and if you wanted any property runes as well.
It's gonna be 5.
You also previously, aside of just regular fine clothing, you specifically had the high fashion fine clothing. I don't know if that's what you wanted again.
Yes,
Okay. Does cost more.
that's fine.
2 first rank spells.
Oh, I know what I can get. For inverse healing, what is it? It's not healing potion. What's the opposite?
Oils
Potions of
on
harm.
life.
Oils on life.
Let me just do conductive weapon.
Okay. Here we go.
So what was the rune? I'm sorry.
A +1 rune and a resilient rune are the base runes that you could get. because those will give you a bonus to your AC and saves on top of it.
There we go.
And if you just search like +1 for some reason it doesn't show up anymore, you would search armor potency in the compendium and then it would pop up. But if you want just an armor potency +1 and a resilient rune, that'll cost you 500 gold.
That's fine.
And then I can go ahead and add that to your armor for you.
Do I want to
Thank you.
keep Fireball or do I want to trade it for something else and have that one? That's the question.
So,
Tool the Fireball.
I don't
do
really
think after
need
this
any
purchasing
weapons,
is
right?
where we're going to end the session. You don't really. It's like if you want a dagger or something, you can always grab those, but you are a full caster, so it isn't as beneficial for you.
Did Bag of Holding get changed in terms of
Spacious
terminology?
pouch,
Yeah, it's a spacious
Ah.
pouch now.
Thank
which is
you.
what Mahari has. He bought a Type 1 spacious pouch, I believe.
Yep.
Wait,
Jericho.
even that's not showing up. Oh wait, maybe it's under container.
No,
There it
just what I do is I just uncheck all the filters and just type in the search text and it pops it up.
I found it.
Oh, okay. Am I good to buy formulas, Jericho, for stuff?
Yeah, same rules apply. Any uncommon or rare ones, just run it by me first, but
Yeah,
other than that, you're more than welcome to.
Time to add a crafting tab. Now, some of these I'm going to get from a feat. The others I'm going to just have to buy.
Alright, I think I am good, and I still have 2 platinum left.
Alright.
Well, I'm actually going to convert 1 platinum into 10 gold, just for the sake of conversion.
Sure.
It's kind of funny. I used to have a mimic character that I'd played, and his whole thing was that he was literally just a banker. He would convert the party's gold, store stuff for him. It was hilarious.
What a guy.
It's also great for disposing of corpses.
Alright. Well, I think not much else we can do, and we didn't really take a break tonight, so I think we are going to go ahead and end here. We're going to stay around for a bit so people who are still working can buy their equipment still, but we are going to generally end the session itself here for the night. So thank you all for playing. I hope you enjoyed truly, and official welcome back to full power for your characters at their level. Time to get into some fights.
Oh boy.
Make use of that strength you have and begin the process of your revenge.
Hell yeah.
And I think that's what people care about the most at this point.
So just to confirm, we don't have our other items yet, right? That's in the dream
You'll
world.
get the relics next session.
Okay, sounds good.
Once you, basically they were left in your guys' rooms in the manor for you. So once you can take care of those facsimiles around, you'll be able to get them then. And pick them up. Your Solomon won't quite be there. Simply because you were not with the group originally. Lixel didn't buy your relics as she was trying to get everyone else's, but she just kind of saw the relics that ended up being yours and was like, just in case, I'll get these. And look, fate turned out beautifully.
Shit, I don't know if I want to get the necklace of fireballs or the necklace of knives.
You can never, ever go wrong with a fireball.
But I just get an endless fucking supply of throwing knives.
Which is funny.
Yeah, but
Are you going to be using them, is the question?
I mean,
also
I
keep
feel
in
like-
mind they're not enchanted knives. They're just regular knives
Yeah, they're not. They don't have any to hit bonuses.
or striking runes.
Battle is not the only place that Aranth would use knives. Just saying.
Hey.
up to you. I'm just letting you know if you're thinking combat, then it's a little more
Carrion,
limited.
my condolences, my good man.
What? What happened?
Oh, you sweet, dense fool.
Oh, you get
Well,
to
he
get
wasn't paying.
circumcised again.
He wasn't.
Oh, I'm
paying
looking
attention.
at spells. Leave me. No, stop it.
All right, have a great evening, everyone.
You
Goodbye.
too.
Get rest,
See you next
Jericho. We
week.
love you.